Today, kidneys storing memories, 5 minutes of stairs replacing your gym, wine quietly wrecking your memory, a miracle drug doing everything, and a gadget making robot surgeries smoother. Yeah, it's weird. Let's get into it. All right, let's start with a discovery that's going to make you question everything you thought you knew about memory. And yes, it's as weird as it sounds. So, when we think of memory, we think of the brain, right? That big wrinkly thing in your head that remembers everything from your high school crush to that cringy thing you said last Tuesday. But here's a twist that's going to mess with you. Scientists at New York University have discovered that memory might not be exclusive to the brain. Yep, it turns out your kidneys and even your nerve cells could be storing memories too. Which, frankly, sounds like a betrayal. Here's the deal. These NYU researchers found that if you expose cells outside the brain, like kidney cells and nerve tissue, to chemical signals in specific patterns, they start acting like brain cells. They actually activated what scientists are calling a memory gene. Yes, you heard that right, a memory gene, not in the brain, but in other random body parts. It's like discovering that your fridge is also secretly a diary. To put it in simpler terms, imagine if every single app on your phone could save contacts. You're on your calculator and suddenly your mom's number pops up. You open your weather app, and there's your dentist's info. Creepy, right? Well, that's basically what's happening here. Your kidney, your nerves, they might all be carrying little snippets of your past. Maybe even that extra donut you swore you wouldn't eat. Now, this is more than just a fun fact to freak out your friends. This could be huge for treating memory-related conditions. If memory isn't just locked up in the brain, but spread out across different cells, then we're looking at an entirely new way to approach treatments. Imagine therapies that don't just target the brain, but can leverage the memory in other parts of the body. This discovery could literally change how we think about conditions like Alzheimer's, PTSD, maybe even habitual behavior patterns. So next time you hear someone say, "My body remembers," they might not be exaggerating. Your body could actually be hanging on to memories in places you'd never expect, which is both amazing and, let's be honest, a little bit creepy. Thanks a lot, science. You've done it again. Now, if that didn't blow your mind, hit like and subscribe. Because trust me, things are only going to get weirder from here. Alright, let's move from the mind to the heart. Specifically, how you can keep it ticking with the absolute bare minimum effort. According to researchers from the University of Sydney, lowering your blood pressure might be as easy as taking the stairs. No, seriously. They found that just 5 minutes a day of stair climbing or uphill walking can significantly improve your blood pressure. 5 minutes. That's less time than it takes to listen to one overly dramatic pop song about lost love. This isn't just about avoiding the gym. Although, let's be honest, that's a bonus. It's about efficiency. You don't need to squeeze in a whole workout or pretend you enjoy running. Nope. Just a few trips up the stairs, and you're doing wonders for your heart. It's like finding out the secret to financial success is checking your bank account once a week. And let's face it, this is probably the most accessible health advice out there. If you're like me, you already do accidental stair workouts daily, like when you realize you've left your phone on the charger and sprint back up the stairs in a mild panic. Congratulations! That frantic scramble might actually be your new heart-healthy habit. So, skip the escalator, ditch the elevator, and just take the stairs. Small changes can make a big difference, and your future self? Oh, they're going to thank you. Or, they're going to have slightly better blood pressure while they curse at you from the top of the stairs. Now, let's move on to something that might make you think twice before pouring that second glass of wine. The Scripps Research Institute just dropped some rather sobering news. There's a link between Alzheimer's disease and alcohol use disorder, or AUD. Yeah, turns out that cocktail might be doing more than giving you a headache in the morning. Both conditions, Alzheimer's and AUD, share a similar genetic footprint. They activate the same genes and pathways involved in inflammation, cell signaling, and even, wait for it, cell death. Fun, right? Think about that. The same glass of wine you've been calling your nightcap might also be contributing to brain degeneration. It's like that friend who's really charming at first, but subtly trashes your house every time they visit. Every sip is charming on the surface, but behind the scenes, your neurons are getting wrecked. So basically, your evening drink might be aging you in more ways than one. The next time someone says one drink won't hurt, you might want to seriously reevaluate, because as it turns out, one drink might be doing more long-term harm than we ever realized. This study is a wake-up call, and it highlights an entirely new dimension of alcohol's impact on our health. If it's linked to Alzheimer's risk, then maybe we should rethink our relationship with that glass of wine. In moderation, sure, but maybe it's time for wine o'clock to mean more half a glass, and less I'll finish the bottle. Before we dive into the next bit of bizarre science, take a second to subscribe. You'll want to stay tuned, if only to have some fun facts to horrify your friends with. All right, let's talk about a drug that's pulling double duty, semaglutide. You might know it as that miracle injection for managing diabetes, but Cleveland Clinic researchers have found it does way more than keep blood sugar in check. In a recent study, they discovered that semaglutide can also reduce cardiovascular events, like heart attacks, in people with obesity. That's right, one injection not only helps with diabetes, but also lowers your risk of a heart attack by 20%. And as a bonus, participants saw significant weight loss, better cholesterol levels, and lower inflammation. This drug is practically the Swiss Army knife of injections. Imagine this. It's like signing up for a streaming service and finding out they've thrown in free pizza, popcorn, and a home theater setup. Who knew one drug could offer so many benefits? It's almost like scientists accidentally threw everything good for you into one syringe and said, hey, why not? But here's the kicker. Semaglutide is redefining what we thought possible for managing both obesity and heart health. This isn't just a diabetes drug anymore. It's a game changer for people struggling with weight and heart issues. In a world where weight management options are often limited to diets, exercise, and sheer willpower, an injection that can help tackle all these issues feels like finding a shortcut on a road trip that's usually nothing but potholes. So let's raise a metaphorical glass to semaglutide. Not for its alcohol tolerance, of course, because that's another story entirely, but for being a true multitasker in the world of health. It's a win-win for science, and it's a win-win for all of us. All right. Let's get into the world of cutting-edge surgery, where humans and robots work together to fix hearts. And no, this isn't science fiction. Researchers at Osaka Metropolitan University have come up with a deceptively simple, yet genius invention, a plastic device called the surgical field expansion plate. Now, I know what you're thinking. It sounds like a random piece of IKEA furniture, but this plate actually plays a critical role in making robot-assisted heart surgeries smoother and more precise. Here's how it works. This thin, reusable piece of plastic is made from a medical-grade material called polyether ether ketone, because of course it has to sound futuristic. The device secures the surgical field, meaning it holds everything steady during surgery. So the robot doesn't need a human assistant constantly adjusting things. Imagine having a robot working on your heart while someone leans in every 5 minutes to tweak its settings. This plate eliminates that distraction. It's basically the Alfred to the robot's Batman, a trusty sidekick keeping everything in place so the surgeon can focus on, not accidentally poking something vital. And let's be honest, for a field like robot-assisted surgery, where precision is everything, having a device that keeps things from shifting around mid-surgery is kind of a big deal. This isn't just another tool in the surgeon's kit. It's a game changer. Imagine performing intricate, high-stakes surgery without needing a second pair of hands constantly hovering over your shoulder. It's like adding stabilizers to a high-speed car, or better yet, putting a silent, reliable partner at the wheel. So, hats off to this plastic marvel. It's the unassuming hero of the surgical world, ensuring heart surgeries are smoother, faster, and more precise. And honestly, if they ever make an action figure out of it, I'm buying one. Hey, if you're enjoying this strange journey through the body's hidden talents, go ahead and subscribe. Because let's face it, you're already hooked.